Does saying no make you a bad person? Or does it actually help you to stay happy and succeed in relationships, work, and life? Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. It's whylearn here, and today we're back to our email series for whylearn Wednesday after a few weeks of getting sidetracked, so thank you for putting up with me. Hope everyone's doing well because we've got a great episode for you today. If you're a people pleaser, or you struggle with setting boundaries, or struggle with letting people walk all over you, or even if you just feel guilty for saying no, this video is for you. Today we've got a philosophical topic, how to say the magic words. No. I guess the magic word. No. We all have a finite amount of energy every day, and we need to protect and use this wisely. If we're not careful and we just say yes to too many things, it's like our energy's drained and we're doing things that we don't want to do, we're burned out, we're frustrated, and more. If we aren't saying no properly, it can leave you frustrated in your relationship, friendships, work, and more. So today we're going to be talking about how to say no and how saying no in life will help you succeed in many different areas. I got an email from someone who recently discovered the power of saying no, and it was a wake-up call for me to talk about this because this is something I still struggle with to this very day. Here's the email. Hey whylearn, I appreciate you and your content, dude. Much love and respect. I was wondering if this may be a useful topic because from my experience, people have struggled with this in the past couple years, including myself. I'm 26 years old, just now learned how to take care of myself and stop letting everyone cross my boundaries and suck up my energy. My parents got divorced in 2024. It's been rough, but it's been a learning point. Even if people are your family, parents, or friends, my advice to people out there is do not let people cross your boundaries. Always put yourself first. You have to sooner or later, you'll eventually burn out, and you're a long way from home when that happens. I've spent 90% of 2024 recovering from anxiety and panic attacks and severe exhaustion. I'm doing good now, and I wanted to get everyone a heads up to please take care in 2025. So thanks for the email. I guess this is more of a topic idea than an exact question, but I found this to be really interesting, so we're going to dive into it. But it sounds like you just figured out how to establish boundaries correctly and how to say no and put yourself first. So I'm happy that you're recovering and doing well, and I hope you have a phenomenal 2025. But this is something I struggle with even to this day. How do I tell people no and not come off as being an a-hole? Am I selfish for telling people no and setting boundaries? I'm someone who wants to say yes to things, but at the same time, saying yes to too many things and not setting boundaries in my life has brought me burnout, frustrations, led me to do many things and waste a lot of time doing things that I had no interest in and more. So let me get into a few examples. I'd say I've been a yes person for most of my life, until my early 20s, I'd say. In high school, I wasn't really invited to too many things, especially early on. So when I did get invited or asked to do something, I was always excited to say yes. And this mentality trickled into college as well. Now, there are definitely benefits to being a yes person and a balance to be struck because people will probably like you more. You might get invited or asked to do more things. And sometimes in life, you got to compromise, especially in relationships and business. And saying yes versus no can often be like a tactical decision. And you need to accept doing things that you don't want to sometimes to have happy friendships and relationships. But early in my life, I was mainly a yes person. And it was fun for a little bit. But doing this for long enough, I found that life was just getting in the way from me and that I was living a life that's not mine. I'd start my week and I'd look at my week plans and say something like, wow, like every day this week, I'm now doing something that I don't even really enjoy. I don't want to go to this thing with my friends, but I feel pressured, or I agreed to help this guy with something in class and I'm getting no benefit from this, or my girlfriend wants me to come see this show with her friends and I really don't want to go. And I was just getting burned out and I felt like I was doing nothing for me. Which of these days this week is for me? And it just made me less happy overall. Then at work, I would always volunteer to do the extra things or agree with just how everything was done. Even if in my mind I didn't like it, I would pretend and go along with it. So people don't really respect the guy that just gets pushed around. And I had to learn this the hard way. People will take advantage of you and your generosity. They'll always be looking for things from you and not return the favor. And this can leave you with a lot of people in your life who really don't want what's best for you. They just want to use you for their benefit. You just get walked on and not get anything from yourself. So if you're one of those people, as questionable as it sounds, you need to learn how to be more selfish and say no. After a lot of burnout and just not having the best of times mentally, I kind of came to a conclusion and said, you know what, screw this, man. Life is short and I don't want to be living life according to what others want from me. So I simply started saying no more. If someone wanted me to go somewhere and I didn't feel like going, instead of being pressured into saying yes, I'd say, I appreciate the invite, but no, sorry, man, I got a lot going on this weekend. Someone wants me to review something or go study with them, sorry, man, I just don't have enough time to do that this weekend. If girlfriend suggests too many times to go somewhere and I don't want to go, I'd bring it up that I'd really rather do something else, try to reach a compromise. And boy, once I learned how to say no and express myself better, it became like a superpower. So let me explain how this benefited me in many areas of my life. So eventually at work, when I stopped being a pushover and stopped just going along with the company plans, people really started to respect me. Like learning to say no was my transition from an average employee to a great one, I'd say. I remember one time managers got together and presented a plan for how a large team should build the software. And I remember thinking the plan would be bad and just set us up for failure. So instead of going along with the plan just because the managers said so, like everyone else would go along with it, I wrote an email to everyone, managers, employees, directors, explaining why I thought the plan would fail, my experience building that type of project, as well as a proposal for a better way to do the project. And I didn't really care if I got pushed back. And what happened? They agreed and started pulling me into more important meetings, asking for my opinions on decisions. And due to this, I got promoted to a senior software engineer with more pay because they valued my brutally honest feedback instead of just going along with what everyone says. At work, people began to respect me as a leader when I started saying no. Because if you say no, you're showing some spine and showing that you're actually an independent person who thinks about the problem. Say no wisely, but don't be afraid to voice your opinions even if it goes against the norm. Now let's talk about relationships and friendships. Many people are pushovers in both of these areas, especially in relationships. And I was that too. Oftentimes, you'll just get caught up doing a ton of stuff you don't want to do, and it totally burns you out. It's like, oh, we got to go hang out with my family this weekend, and you don't want to do that. I want to do X thing, and you'd rather do something else. And I'd say this one's one of the trickiest because I'm not saying to just say no to your girlfriend just because you don't want to do something. If you love them, you must compromise, especially in this case. Like one time this year, I decided to go to a Christmas show with my girlfriend, even though the Packers and the Lions were playing that night. And that for sure hurt a little bit, but I said yes because I knew it would make her happy. But you really need to compromise, especially in this one. I'd say the main point is to just open up communication more around what you actually enjoy doing. Like, don't be afraid to say what you do and don't enjoy. And if they love you too, they'll recognize that there has to be a mix of both. Like, you just need to ask for some you time and do what you have to do, and they'll respect that you aren't just a bot going along with whatever they want. That way you're happier, and if you're happier, hopefully she's happier, and all is well with the world. So stand up for yourself in relationships, and they'll respect you more. When it comes to managing friendships too, this is an area where you got to learn how to say no too, because life's short, and if you have pressure to attend something for a weekend and you just don't want to go, then don't go. It's your life. They may be mad at you or disappointed, or you might even get drift apart from friends if you keep saying no. But if someone invites you to something and you don't want to go, just say no, but definitely make an effort to suggest an alternative thing that you might enjoy more in an effort to keep the friendship alive if you care about doing so. As you get older, your weekends and your time become more valuable because you have less of it, so you got to make sure you're doing things that you enjoy doing. So setting expectations is something I've struggled with a lot, and especially when it comes to having success on YouTube. So I'm going to get real with everyone here at the expense of maybe sounding selfish, but I just want to tell everyone just kind of the truth. If you're early on in your YouTube journey, you need to be saying yes more and interacting with almost everyone who talks to you and reaches out to you, sends you emails, who's close to you in your niche. However, as your channel grows, this becomes more challenging. You have to start saying no more. For me, at 25K subs, I'm starting to get a lot of people asking me for things. I get enough comments on my videos, emails asking about complex personal situations, people asking me to review their YouTube videos, people who want to hop on a call with me for advice, people asking me to interview for their channels, and a ton of people just reaching out and wanting something from me. And because of this, I have to be a lot more strategic with where I put my energy. I'm still small enough to where I could still respond and say yes to everyone, probably, but it would take hours, every day. If I were to sit down and think of a valuable response and research and reply to all my messages, it would take up a ton of time and burn me out in an instant. And same with comments. I could spend a lot of time, especially for the detailed comments, and sometimes I just don't even feel qualified to answer some of the questions I get. And I do feel guilty at times because people take time out of their day to reach out to me and sometimes sending me a large, vulnerable story. And then if I don't reply to them, it makes me feel like a bad person or that I'm not grateful for the platform I'm given. At this point, it's just not realistic for me to say yes to everything without spending significant personal time and energy, which would detract from me making videos, detract from me enjoying YouTube, and even enjoying my personal life. Saying yes to everything on YouTube is just not something I can do at this point. Makes me a little sad because I would love to, but there are only 24 hours in a day. I want to be clear though, I love collaborations, I love our community, and I love saying yes to people when I can and when it makes sense. If I feel like my words or advice can be valuable and it's not too much of a time ask for me, I will respond to everything when I can. But I do want to set some expectations when it comes to my content and just me personally. I want to help as many people as I can. I love when people leave comments and reach out to me, and I do read all of them. I try to respond as much as I can, and I do value each one of them more than you even know. because I recognize that we're all people at the end of the day, human beings with struggles, challenges, looking for answers. But I'm also a person with struggles and challenges looking for answers. I'm not perfect, and I'm learning along the way, just like you guys. And then something like with regards to Xbox and Call of Duty, I'd love to play games with everyone who asks, and I would love to accept everyone's friend requests and just play with every person that I can. But I can't do that. I really only have a few hours, 1 or 2 of gaming time every day, and I'm trying to think of ways that I can interact better with my community, like more live streams where I get everyone in a lobby and hang out like last time, because I loved our live stream the other day, and I felt like I connected a lot more with all of you, even if you killed me in the lobby. But the bottom line is I just can't say yes to everyone, and I'm still growing my channel, and I want to, still game with my IRL friends. I want to go outside. I want to manage my relationships in life and live my life too, so I'm not burned out. So I hope everyone understands that I'm just one person, just one guy, and I'm just as clueless as the rest of us sometimes. So I've been down this road before, and I know where this road leads me if I say yes to everything. This brings me to my next point. Saying no is not personal. It's a tactic for me to stay happy and continue to do things I want to. If I'm not happy, then I'm not making good videos, then I'm not a good person, and it's not good for anyone around me. So if I don't respond, please don't take it personally. I'm just one guy like the rest of us, and it hurts me that I can't get back to everyone. But that's just the reality of the situation now, and I hope you understand. Now, by saying no, you're probably going to disappoint a lot of people, so it's an art form to find that balance. But here's what I'll say. You have 1 cup of water, and if you give away your water to everyone else, now you don't have any water left for yourself or to give away. You can't pour from an empty cup. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you sane. Saying no protects your energy, saves you from burnout and doing stuff you don't want, and just helps you set expectations so that people won't walk all over you. But obviously, you don't want to be a Grinch that says no to everything, so find a balance and just communicate to everyone involved. Saying no can help you a lot in life. I appreciate each one of you, and thank you so much for the love and support on my channel and all the messages. I read all of them, and I couldn't be more thankful that you've been reaching out to me. I'm going to try to be better with getting back to people, but that's it for today's Why Learn Wednesday. As always, send me an email with your situation, which I'll read but may not respond to, as explained in the video. But hope everyone has a great week. Hope I am doing well with these videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.